Good morning. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining me today. I am, as always, a bit late. I even started the stream a little bit later than normal. I'm still not 100% set up, but I hope you will forgive me. Hi, Up, Craft Shrine. Thank you very much for joining this early. I hope you're well. Happy New Year. We have not communicated, I think, in this year, so this is not. Oh, wait. Okay, so then we have Shaq, of course. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining today again. I am pretty much destroying everything right now, but that is fine. We will manage. Hey, Blended Studio, DM Sketching, Cheesy Fist, hi. What a full chat. Thank you very much for stopping by, guys, this early in the morning. I didn't even post it on Twitter, though. Give me a second. So, I was thinking about more recent movies, and I think that's the most recent movie we have right now, comic book movie. And I just love Kristen Wiig, so it is kind of a natural choice, although it is also a bit risky, because she is amazing, and trying to draw amazing people is always risky, and for some reason Twitter does not want to open up. Let me check if the system general is a bit destroyed. Or if we just... This seems to work. 3:17 a.m. again. You are a trooper, or you just hate sleep. I don't know yet. Still trying to figure that out. Okay, so come on, Twitter is down. Is Twitter down for somebody else? Well, no worries. Not that important. And yeah, it's posted on my Discord, so we can start, I think, more or less. I have not put in the template yet. I will change it to, because I was very torn between two pictures of her, and this just barely made the cut. It's kind of a picture you see of her in promotion everywhere and all the time. That was not the right button I pressed there. So I wasn't too happy with choosing something like that, actually. But there are not that many pictures out there, high quality pictures of her as Cheetah, so I was pretty limited in my choice. But there is another choice we have to take right now, and I am not sure in what direction to take that, actually. Let me open up chat again. Oh, Twitter seems to be up again. Hey, DM Sketching. Oh, you were already... Sorry, I just realized. Of course, 3:17, because you wrote hey, I thought you were just entering. I'm sorry, it is a bit of a rough morning, I think. Okay, so, question. Do we... No, we won't use color because there is no need for color in this one. That is not the question, but where are my examples? I need my examples. Do we draw her in my more naturalistic style as I drew this fella? also the how's it called, Star-Lord one, or do we go with the smudgy, more gritty style? Because honestly, I think this portrait of good old Kristen is a bit boring, and I thought that could add something to it, but it could also completely ruin the idea and the likeness and stuff. So I am leaning towards classic, and perhaps get a little experimental with the makeup around the eyes. So what do you think? Do you think anything about that topic? Not in general. I am so charismatic today again. Okay. This is the regular paper, so if you don't say something fast, we will just continue and see where it leads us, our journey. Yes, Leona, exactly. Merv. Good morning. I would think, shouldn't you be somewhere else right now? Tradition is style, right? It's somehow, I'm not sure, perhaps I could, if the movie just released, and it's a strange release because of all the COVID things and stuff, and there could be more images of her upcoming in a good quality, and I might revisit her anyway, in different styles. For example, there is this one picture which was more or less second choice, which is quite colorful, so that could actually also be, if I feel a bit more confident with my color abilities at some point in the future, I might go for that anyway. So I think we're fine with doing this. I think so, on the regular paper and the regular style. So let's get started. Without further ado, we will say, dear old Kristen. So no spoilers. If anybody spoils anything from the movie, Chuck, you have to watch with eagle's eyes, and if anybody spoilers something, you have to throw them out of the chat. We're not talking permanent ban, probably, depending on who it is. But I don't care who it is. They are not to come back to my channel before I have watched the movie if they try to spoil me about this one. And I mean it. I am so pumped for this movie. If you try to spoil the movie for me, Jacques, you have to ban yourself. So that, yes, it's somewhere in the middle, but a bit higher that the eyes start. Yeah, something, I don't know. So we will talk less about the character in the movie than we usually do. In stream, so we have to find other things. Because I'm actually also, I don't know, I know a little bit about the character in the comic books. I know there are more than one Cheetahs, and she seems to be, is my understanding, the actual first one that appeared also in the comics, which makes totally sense. Let me check again sometimes the sharpness, but it looks okay. Yeah. The sharpness of the camera sometimes ekes out in the very beginning of the stream for some reason. So, but it looks good. I still have to get new erasers and everything, because they ruin my pictures at this point, because there is so much lead in there that just decides randomly to come out. I think 101 could be in it. It's called 101 after all, so yeah. Oh, the camera is frozen, I think. For how long? Nice that you guys don't care about the frozen camera. Why is it frozen? Dear camera. This is not frozen. I think you can see me again. Great. So good. Technical issues. And I have not even switched the techniques this time. I am running with the old setup because I want to be sure that this works. Let me switch up the big light that changes color and looks and throws shadows I don't want to. Okay, but we should be live again. It should all be good again. I hope. Nobody complains about the camera that died. I'm a bit sad. Yeah, excuses. Okay. Still, you have not seen my speech. We are done. So this is my portrait of Cheetah. Okay, so but this is a pretty okay start, I would say. So we have the hairline around here. We have an ear about here. The earlobe goes down here. Something like this. We have a chin. We have set, and I already raised it a little bit because I was afraid that I hold on to it too much. We have the eyes, and then somewhere here. On this line. Very rough. We have a nose that is sitting here in this slope of the ear. There is a light tilt in this face, and that is a trap. I should start. I should not. I am starting to call all these little danger zones trap for some reason. But well, we have a nose. We have a mouth. And we have very defined lips, because apparently one of the things that always happen if you turn evil, you add a whole lot of makeup to your face. So, or if you gain superpowers. Also, a lot of the times you don a lot of makeup. I don't know if that's a job requirement. But it seems to be the case most of the time. Also, you seem to get better eyesight. You seem to lose glasses. Which perhaps is the only thing. Have you ever tried, if you're wearing glasses, have you ever tried to just fly when you're not wearing them? Perhaps that works. I don't know. I don't wear glasses. I don't wear contacts. Not yet. I'm getting to the age where I'm seriously considering asking a doctor about my eyesight. But I want to still enjoy the feeling of being able to say I'm the only one over 6 in my family not requiring glasses. I'm not joking. They all have so bad eyesight. So these are These are all proportions in general. I'm moving, that's good. Valid. I just put Venom up there as a joke. It was a bad joke. I'm very sorry about that. I drew him before. If you want to check out that video, it is live on my channel. If not, just stay with us. We are drawing Cheetah today. Yethard, hey, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for joining today. Lots of makeup makes you look more even. No, I think it is more. That could be. That is one side. If we look at it a bit more psychologically, I actually think that for some reason, at some point, we started to associate being evil with being pretty. Or perhaps it's just the really evil side that I hope at some point will perhaps be portrayed differently. She is shown as a loser before she gets the power, and then she gets the power, gets more powerful, blah blah blah, and therefore becomes more beautiful. And the loser part is shown in less beautiful, less attractive, at least less traditionally attractive. And while that is, I won't go all SWJ on you, SJW on you. That is totally fine and acceptable. I would like to see it switched up a little bit at some point. But looking at the trailer, it seems to be a little bit of that story. Like, she is, for some reason, quite jealous of Wonder Woman and her power and her beauty and stuff. So it might be a plot point and therefore be totally valid. It might just be a very used up plot point, so I hope it's not everything the story and the relationship with Diana and Cheetah is about. That would be very sad. I really want to love this movie, not just because, but also because of Kristen Wiig. I want to love this movie so much. Okay, Bahu drawing, beautiful, thank you very much. I hope you're all good. So tell me about, has anybody of you, I know it is quite difficult to see this movie right now, outside of the US especially. Has anybody of you seen it? Do not tell me anything about it. Chuck has strict orders to show the door to anybody who tries to spoil the movie. And Chuck has a very twitchy trigger finger. That's why she's my mod. But has anybody seen it? Probably not. It has a very successful start as far as I have read. Despite all the difficulties you have because of the whole situation. But it is outside of the US, I think it's almost impossible to see it. Has it launched in other countries at all yet? I would understand if not, because it's just such a difficult new way to launch a movie, and I would understand if they go slowly about it. Although I would also be very annoyed that we are pushed back again. Cheetah pick is missing. Okay, you're right. Yeah, the whole thingy just died, and I think it did not. This will be a pain to fix in post for the time lapse again. So let's make it a bit bigger so I can just, or smaller. I have to make it smaller so that I can just lay a bigger version over it without any jumps in the. I think that is big enough, isn't it? Okay. Thank you very much for pointing that out, Liana. As always, I just took a little bit longer to find that out. Okay. Okay, everyone is just saying that they are good. That is very good to know. So I take it nobody has seen the movie. Is anybody else as excited about watching it as I am? Or are you all just a little bit indifferent about it? Yes, I know you are. Ayush! Hey, welcome to the stream. You're not that late. Technical difficulties. I started a little bit later, so you're not really late. And we haven't done anything exciting yet. I have just thrown in the first details about the eye and am now in the process to more or less seal my fate. So the good thing about her makeup in the eyes is that you sometimes do not have this clear line that I'm drawing right now, exactly circling the eye. That is sometimes just a very light line because of light reflections on the actual skin. But in this case, it is just so darkened with makeup that we have a clear, distinct line that we can draw in. That helps us very much with actually seeing where the eye starts and where it ends, which we normally don't necessarily have. We have to play a bit with light and shadow and light reflection, everything to get it to look the way we want to. I'm already starting to feel kind of bad about this. I don't know why. We haven't even done yet a lot of stuff that could fail. We have, however, this light line here, which we should not shade close to the eye. But directly at the eye we have the black makeup line. You see that slight light line beneath the eye? We have to take care that we capture that, and we have to get really dark around the eyes. We won't do that right now. I will just give us an idea about the size of this makeup, because when I go that dark, there is no way of turning back, and I will keep that door open for a bit still, so we can really watch at the proportions after we have drawn in the other eye, for example, to make sure that we are on track before we commit to this. So it is like a Joker light, isn't it? It is much more tidy, but it is kind of the same feeling and approach of getting those eyes mysterious, dark and evil. I've actually, my reference image, I have actually set up right now with where I use it in different sizes. I have it on my screen. I have here my screen, where I'm looking at right now. I have it a big there. I have chat there and the very small one, therefore where I see what you see. So I check sometimes because it helps me personally that I can also see it in very small. You see a lot of issues with proportion if you look at the small picture. So that is my small reference actually. And I have over here in big what is streamed to you, and that also helps me in another size. So I'm always looking a little bit like this. So I have there a monitor, I have there a monitor, and those are my, and I have 3 different sizes that I am alternating in between. So I will probably do a at some point I will do a video about my setup, how I do all of this, but I want more, perhaps for 1,000 subs could be a nice, and I will also I want my more elaborate setup to be up and running, man. So it is a bit more exciting what I show you. I'm actually thinking about taking the chat and everything there out on the tablet, away from, so I don't watch it on the PC anymore, and I have a tablet, and I have also the view there, exactly also with the time difference to you, and have the chat more directly in my view, so I don't miss that much action from the chat as I normally do. So I could do it like that, then I would always look like this. Also, what you see is important for me. That's why I'm looking at it also in real time, so that I can make sure sometimes I'm just, moving this around. And that makes it, what I did right now is a nightmare for me in post-processing, because I will probably cut that part because it just looks terrible in a time lapse if the picture is moving about that crazily. So I try to orient myself on certain points on the desk and stuff, that I don't move it around too much, and if I move it, that I move it also back again. Everything I do is for getting the setup as efficient as possible and make it as easy for myself to build a video around that later, because just of the illness I still have, I'm working on getting rid of it, but it is something I've for years, and I'm trying to optimize everything to get efforts down, or I would not be able to do this. So somebody was so nice on Reddit the other day to give me feedback that I could prepare what I'm saying, the commentary on my videos, that I could prepare it a little bit more, so that it isn't that all over the place. And they're completely right, but I don't have the energy to do it, or there would be much less content if I would put more effort into the writing of the content before I speak it. So that is very, what I'm telling you about the picture in the commentary is quite spontaneous, because that way it advantage is not only that it is quicker to make, I also am speaking a lot more fluid and not as prepared. You know, when I write stuff down and read it, especially in the second language, I'm getting very slow, and I am getting very non-emotional in my speech, so I try to do it more naturally and direct. Okay. General Gaming, welcome. Thank you very much for joining today. Oh, that's nice to say, Ayush. That is so nice of you to say. Yeah, I try to be of help, so if you have any more questions about anything, I am certainly very happy to answer them. Okay, there is no lightness whatsoever in here, but there is also not that much on paper, so I will not get angry about that yet, but it's already starting to frustrate me. I have a frustration day today, I have the feeling. I somehow get frustrated easily today. Do you know those days where every little thing is kinda... I'm sure you do. I don't get the nose very well right now. I will probably have to revisit it. It is also very small nose. I think it's kind of offensive when I sometimes think about if that is a natural nose or not, but on the other hand, it is a decision somebody took, so... Is it offensive? I don't know. But this is a very narrow nose, and it troubles me. Makes my work more difficult, at least. I think it is somewhat like this. I feel like we are not completely off. So we perhaps leave it like that for now. The duckling, I do not have the duckling anymore. But I explained so in the end of the video. You did not watch the complete video, Ayush. The duckling we only had for 3 days. So that's why I also named it my favorite memory of 2021, the 2020 the video. We found the duckling. We informed ourselves about it and how to get it grown and everything, how to say, foster it, more or less. We contacted our local zoo, and they actually would have done just the exact same thing we did, just without the personal touch. We were thinking they would probably put them, or ideally put the little duckling to their other ducks in the zoo, but they cannot do it. We did not think of that, and it is quite a logical reason. Because it is a bird coming from outside, and they don't know if it has any illnesses and stuff. So they could not have put it into in with the other ducklings, so it would have been living alone all by itself in a box, and somebody would just go there and feed it and stuff like that. So we could do that here, and we would have been able to do that better, frankly. They might know more about it, but it's not rocket science, so we could have learned that. So we would not have gone for that option to give it just away to the local zoo, although they would have done it. They were actually pretty happy that we said, okay, in that case we would do it ourselves. But a friend of mine, thank you very much, had the very good idea for the duckling, not for myself, but for the duckling, to give it to a wild bird sanctuary. And they actually had other ducklings that were found and stuff like that, which did not have a family anymore, so they could live together. And it is very important for ducks to grow up with other ducklings, so it was much more healthy for him to go there. So we had 2 nights with him, after which we brought him to that sanctuary, and he got other duck friends and grew up with them. Hi Benno, thank you very much for dropping in. Danke Benno, dass du vorbeischaust. Und danke für das Kompliment. And thank you very much for the compliment. I have to say though, I cannot switch between languages for too long. It doesn't work with my brain today. Ich muss sagen, dass ich nicht jetzt die ganze Zeit mit der Sprache wechseln kann. Mein Kopf macht das heute nicht mit. Sorry. Dr. Crow, welcome. Hey Novid. Chat is popping now. So many stars already on it, and just they keep coming. Thank you very much. How are you guys? So glad to see you. We're not very far in, so don't judge me on what you see right now. You know most of you know my videos, and that there's still a lot coming. Getting a bit nervous with so many people in chat watching it at this. It's not nearly. I'm just trying right now to get in a little bit more definition around the nose to make it a bit more human-like and to show a little bit of skill. That causes me again to neglect chat. It's a, how is it called in English? It's a vicious circle. Okay. It's a good thing that you keep coming for me. I personally don't take that as a bad thing. The mouth is very tricky in this one, just saying. So this looks like, right now it looks very much like the nameless model I took for my tutorials. So I could still switch to that and say I wanted to draw that all along. But I think it cannot really be anywhere near Kristen Wiig now at this point. So we're fine, don't you worry. Everything will be okay. As long as you guys are with me, everything will be so. I will go for the mouth a little bit. For this open mouth situation. We have already drawn in a couple of lines here. So, well, that's big. don't want to make it an enormous. I need something to put my hand on that does not ruin my picture. 1 second. So, yes, the other language I speak is German. I speak that better, but you probably would not understand me better, so I stay with English. And you have to suffer through that. Yeah, but for my channel, my main language is English, so don't have to worry about the German. If you want me to tell you some funny German words, no worries. And working internationally has actually given me a little bit of a how would you say it? Has made me a little bit ashamed of my language because there are some Germans are not that loved internationally. Although in my job, a couple of people also just tried to intimidate me for fun or for better success themselves. So probably also part of that. But I had one Italian colleague tell me about the whole lunch break about how Italians all hate Germans. That wasn't so nice a lunch break. But well, you have to hold my hand every step of the way. That's true. Thank you very much, Akira. What's going to be the hardest part about this picture? The hardest part about this picture is that I love Kristen Wiig so much, and I am already so afraid of failing. That I am almost bound to fail, you know, self-fulfilling prophecy and stuff. Well, this is actually not that of a difficult portrait, just in terms of she is looking pretty straight at the camera. She has this, I think the most difficult parts are probably the very there are I think I know now what that person meant about. I could prepare my my comments a little bit more so it doesn't get too jaunted. There are a couple of traps in this picture which are especially devious. They are not very big, but they're quite devious because they are not really obvious. So, number one, she looks very straight into the camera, but she has little tilts all over the place. A little bit of a cocked head, a little bit of this motion, you know, so this a bit more aggressive stance. She has a very symmetric position, but everything is asymmetric about it. You have the hair that falls about this, you have the mouth that is very much moved all over the place. If you get what I mean, the slight smirk on one side of the mouth, not on both. So all of that is in contradiction of the general head position, and that makes it in so far a little bit more difficult, because if you try to capture all of that, and you somehow need to a certain degree, that is a lot of things that go counterintuitive in a face and on a picture, and it could look just overdone and strange if they don't work well together, because you have to do all those little contradictions in your picture, paint them and still look cohesive. I don't know if you get what I mean. This is not my day anyway. Hey lady, welcome. Have you seen the pen fly? Nobody should hate anybody based on their nationality. True. People should only be judged on how they treat you as a person. True. And more than truth, but still a lot of people don't. My favorite experience was on a trade fair. When I was telling this, I won't say the nationality of this person or in which country it was. Because I do not want to. I have slight preconceptions about that country and the people, what they think about us more than what I think about them. So I don't want to stoke any fires. But I was on this trade fair, and that person, I told him about our product. And right in the middle, they asked, so where are you seated in the UK? I thought, oh, what compliment. He thinks I am from the UK with my English. Compliment. I told him, no, we're seated in Germany. And he said, oh, then no. He just turned around and went away. That was the most rude thing that ever, in that regard at least, happened to me. I was just dumbfounded. But it's a great story to tell, so I'm very thankful for that. But that was really one of the most rude things I ever experienced personally. For your English is also not my first language, and it's harder to do commentary and stuff on my videos. It kinda is. It definitely is. But I also enjoy it very much, and the thing for me is that I have consumed all my entertainment for such a long time in English. I feel more comfortable, not in terms, it's not easier for me, but I feel more comfortable in doing all of that in English, truth be told. I sometimes, when I speak my own language or try to do stuff I'm doing in English here on the channel, if I try to do it in German and try to sound cool or something, I feel myself completely failing, and I hate what I do. I'm so used to English, not only myself speaking English, but also listening to English TV shows, movies, reading English in the internet, in comics and everything in English, if it is the original language. I'm just so used to all my entertainment to be in that I somehow feel strange with German entertainment. Also, in comparison, most of our actors and movies and stuff is just really, really bad in comparison to American and English things. So. You know, all our good actors, like Udo Kier, I think he's also called Udo Walz, all of them, they go to the US anyway and do US movies. Or they try and come back and do German movies again, like, I really don't like him, what's his name? Til Schweiger, he did also US movies. And I really don't like him. He doesn't do any US movies anymore, I think. For a reason. He was kind of a heartthrob over here, but those times are gone. So he just... I don't want to be mean to him. He's probably worked very hard for what he's achieved, so... And who knows, perhaps he's a viewer and I don't want to embarrass him. I don't think so. I should name people if I'm slamming them, even if they are popular household names. Not a good look. That's so rude, exactly. I am very rude. No, I think you meant the that experience where I almost said the nationality right now. That was extremely rude, but also pretty funny. So you always have to see the fun in those things. I did see the pen fly. Yes, I flew because I was so happy to see you that I just had to throw something. Don't be sorry, Shaki. I was really dumbfounded, but it really was also a funny story. It also was just really a funny story. So, I'm fine. I did not suffer. But yes, he was very rude and he should not act that way. Just because I somehow, in a strange way, enjoyed that situation, doesn't mean that he should do stuff like that. So. Some people, hey, Lee, welcome. Didn't notice that both of. Sometimes you guys merge in my head, you know. No, you don't. But sometimes I because Lainey also comes in with the Yorkshire Put. Sometimes I just don't discern is that the English word, between the names and recognize that both of you are here. Thank you very much for being both here. And I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not able to throw the pen when you come in, Shakira, because you normally are already in here before I come in. So you don't see it. I always, when I see your name, always everything is flying around here. But the camera is not on yet, so sorry about that. I'm actually also throwing the dogs and the cat, but you can just cannot see it because the cameras are not on. And yes, I can lift the dog. It's not easy, but I can lift it because it's very light for its size, because it's very thin. And that's how he needs to be. He's not too thin for his race, for his breed, I think is the name. I'm so interested in seeing if and when, at what point in time this becomes a bit more Kristen Wiig, because this is not Kristen Wiig. This is a random woman looking quite pleasantly into the camera. This is not a villain, master, person, whatever you want to call her. I have not seen the movie. I thought so much, but no spoilers or you will be kicked out of the chat. But she has to be amazing. I haven't seen the movie, but it is Kristen Wiig. She has to be just awesome. So, and we have to capture that. I don't know what, because I haven't seen the movie, but we have to capture that. Hey, Bob, thank you for dropping by. Welcome. Sure, how longer you can stay, as back to full-time work today at the moment, working from home. Don't you worry about it. I'm so glad that you can even visit for a short while. I'm very thankful for that. So if you have to leave, I totally get it. And I will be online around the same time again, obviously, the day after tomorrow anyway. And all of my live videos will be condensed into time lapses also. So if you cannot stay with me the whole time, there will be a time lapse of this picture where I am speaking a lot less, although I'm probably speaking the same amount but for a short time frame. Yeah, about 5 to 7 minutes, but I am telling that into the room because I know, Bob, that you are aware of how this works, and that there will be a time lapse. I'm just saying that to get people to sub and give me a thumbs up so they don't miss out on the time-lapse. So, but know that if you are still here, I think you are lurking though at the moment. You asked about the most difficult things about this portrait. I told you about the little traps, the little difficulties hidden in here, because it is a standard portrait, a standard look, but a lot of things that are throwing off of that a little, like this asymmetric mouth and slightly raised eyebrows, stuff like that, which is a very big contradiction that is difficult to capture. Let me think about, I wanted to add something else to that list. So it has also a little bit of the, not 100% as worse, as bad. There was a very difficult thing with the Hela portrait, which is also in a slighter intense way also in this picture. So we have with the Hela picture, we have extreme makeup and extreme softness of the skin. Per design, she is a goddess, and they wanted to give her a very iridescent, is that the word? If it is, I like the word. Iridescent look, very godly way of looking. So they removed lines. She has no age in that movie, rightfully so. She doesn't have in real life probably also, but without those lines you have not a lot of things you can reproduce to show the age, the actual age of the person in a portrait. You have that you have little lines here that betray a little bit her age and her experience and her, yes. So, but still, it's difficult to capture age without those lines, and it is quite smoothed, her face. So we will see. Sometimes managing to capture that just happens. Really that easy as that. If you draw everything as you see it, if you try to draw the person the way you perceive it in the picture, sometimes you're just lucky and that age just appears, because it is hidden somewhere in there in what you see. If you reproduce that, logic dictates you should get there. So that's why I always say, draw what you see, not what you know. I'm a very instinctual drawer. I'm not that big with technique and stuff. Never really learned this. So it's not like I say, okay, there are these and these and these lines we have to align under some star sign or something, and then we have a perfect likeness of her. She looks a little bit like Hela right now. Okay. Hey, Draw with Sunscar. I have not even noticed you yet because I was just rambling on. My real name? My real name is secret until I have a certain number of subs. No. Actually, I did not start with my real name. And for some reason, there is now a little bit of a perceived hurdle of me stating my real name on chat. I don't know why. But for now I'm going with it, and I will reveal my name. But not right now. If you want to call me something, most people call me Grey. A couple of dear people call me Sketch. So... who's got YouTube channels? I'll check out and sub after the stream. Doesn't take away from her beauty though. Yeah, support each other. So Dr. Crow, Draw with Sunscar obviously has a channel. Yorkshire Puts Gaming, they make amazing gaming videos. You can check them out. We Bob Art has a channel, very nice one too. Then we have DM Sketching, which is not writing right now, but also very interesting art style she's doing, and she's also a very nice one, supporting my channel a lot and being around on my what's it called? Discord. So yeah, definitely check all of them out. Is your son going to join us, Laney, or are we not cool anymore? He's asleep. Yeah, they need their beauty sleep, don't they? The young ones. At his age, I was awake now and slaving away in the acid mines, so should just comment. Get up! Yeah, please remember the thumbs up, like button, but we are with 13, we are pretty... thank you very much, Bob. I was actually in the chat, in a very popping chat from another artist, which is always a popping chat. There, actually with about 20 people, it's not that big, but all of them are active, so if you want to get something across to the artist, it's almost impossible. And they were in there and chatting away. It is really seductive to forget hitting the like button, because there were, as I said, about 18 people in the chat for an hour at least, and there were 2 likes, and the people obviously loved her and wanted to support her, and they just forgot. So sometimes, and it's a nice reminder, and thank you very much for doing that, Bob. You know, my island is called Bob on Animal Crossing. I'm living on the island Bob. So this is an area which is a bit difficult in the mouth. You have this extreme positioning of the mouth. And you have to capture it here, you have to capture it here, you have to capture it here, so that everything works together and gives you real strong expression. And you really can see very well and of course people also check out all the Dr. Crow channel. Dr. Crow has a fun channel. We Bob has a fun channel. Hey HK, welcome to the stream. You seem to like it, thank you very much. Your pet hyena is called Bob, that's nice. I named my Chocobo in Final Fantasy XIV. Its name is not Bob. Its name is Paul. Because it is a very old-fashioned name in Germany. And that's one of the few things that I like a little bit more in German. You say Paul. And Powell. I think it's really difficult to say in English. Oh, it's not really. It's like a prowl without the R, so it's probably pretty easy. But it sounds more fun, I think, in German. It was kind of a situation where I found the name funny, and that finding it funny changed to I really like that name for some reason. You know how you find names funny that are just sounding very old-fashioned? And somehow that changed, and then now I really like the name, and I would even consider calling a son Powell at this point. But that name again is also very overused. It is a very old-fashioned name, but it has gotten such a surge, so almost every small child is called Powell at the moment. So I would probably not call my son Powell now. But it's still a pretty cool name. Very cool, Bob Island. No, it's just called Bob, not Bob Island. Bob. It's the island of Bob. Shame I don't own such a thing. Maybe one day when I find a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. Or a short that gives you about 10,000 subs. Helps too. Probably. But you don't know which of the two is actually more realistic. I think we did a lot of shout-outs, Sanskar. And please don't post links to channel on the stream. All the people can go to it if they want to. We don't need. And I like to shout out also you because you have a nice channel, awesome channel. But please don't do that aggressive of an advertisement. Hello Bahur, thank you very much for joining and giving me that compliment. Glad you are with us today. I have not yet found the magic point where this looks like Kristen Wiig, and it will probably take still some time. Something that will help, which we will do in a very short while, is add the eyebrows a little bit more, and to add the eyelashes. And that could and should help a little bit. And if that doesn't help, we will have to search for more details that make her look like herself. You know, this nightmare you sometimes have as a kid in school, and sometimes as a grown-up also, to be back at school and not wearing any pants or something like that. Sometimes, as an artist, that is replaced by something like being on a live stream trying to draw a portrait of a person and not getting that likeness at all. Somehow, kind of the same feeling. If you know what I mean. so okay, so my hyena is on Conan Exiles. Yes, it's a game hyena, not a real hyena. I thought that much, honestly. Although, with her big heart, I would not think it so unrealistic that Lainey would also adopt a hyena if that hyena needed a home. So you never know with her. I wouldn't not adopt the hyena if it needed a home. We'll see, people. I screamed. I'm sorry for waking you up. So, this is all very rough anyway, what we are doing here right now, but we still need to get a little bit of a definition in here before we stop with the first stream, and we are already well over an hour. So, let's go more into the eyes, because we have kinda the proportions now. We know that at least we are not too big with the nose, we are not completely outlandish with the eyes, so we will go now for a more detailed look at the eyes. Just have to move my seat, scoot around a little bit. See if you can still see everything. Yeah, move it slightly to the right so that my logo will not cover everything in the in the time lapse later. Then we can just try to add a little bit more with the eyes. So we just go a little bit in here and try to define the actual darkness and level of darkness with this one. This very light pen. Cannot press too much on it because everything I cover completely with this by pressing very much on it has actually a lot of issues with getting darker with another pencil also, because it just blocks all the paper so that the other darker pencil cannot adhere to it, so I cannot go too dark with that. Although it could still go a little bit darker, so we will now go with this one and do a whole lot more in terms of darkness. So this gives her a little bit of... Is there a word in English about it? We say in German, we say Schlafzimmerblick. If you're looking quite sensual at somebody with this kind of eyes. Yes, it is an evil look, but it's still beckoning, I would say. Is there something in English that you say to a view like that? To a look like that, not a view. Wrong sharpener. You see my cursor again, and of course I do not look at the chat for forever. We tamed a couple of hyena on Ragnarok. I'd fear them in our house. Or tiny Yorkshire Terrier. Luna is savage. She would be the pack leader. I have some unusual animals, but I will be trying one in about 3 or 4 weeks where they make a guest appearance. Cool. Looking forward to that. Yeah, around here we are very uninteresting and lame, so we only have standard animals. So no snakes or something like that. Or no rats. That would be the biggest extent anyway. So I'm pretty exotic with our greyhounds. You don't see them too much. And I'm also very happy with them. I love them to death. They are the most beautiful things in existence. I tell them every day. We used to have a lot of weird animals. That's good. I noticed that you start off your drawings without doing any proportioning on the face. What is the reasoning behind that? Just curious. That's not true. I do proportioning, but it is very slight and very early on and very quick. So I do a couple of lines. I define three areas of the face, like over here, what you see, and down here, and that defines this point, which I actually measure on my screen, on my reference picture. And that I put in also here. So you see still the helping lines I drew around here, down here. I did this one because it is a quite prominent part. I did this one, which is about the start of the hair. Here is one, and here. And from there I start drawing in the lines, and with the shading I do, this just comes closer together. I did define where the eye starts over here, and then went for that shape and just went closer and closer to it. That is the kind of proportioning I'm doing. I'm not doing I am very self-taught, and I am just so impatient in doing stuff that I was never really in some. Actually, in the Markiplier one, you see me drawing actually the round and then the lines for the positioning of the eyes and stuff like that. Normally, I just jump in much quicker, which I do because of A, I am impatient, and B, because of my illness, I only have a certain amount of energy to put into this picture, so I like to be fast. And if I do mistakes, I correct them along the way, and it feels at least faster for me. And I want to have quicker results for the viewers. So that's also a smaller one, because I still would do it, even though I love you guys. And I want you to see exciting stuff. I would still probably do it, and I'm still doing it that way, mostly when I'm drawing offline, also for a video. Okay, so that's Artifacts Mom. Hello and Happy New Year. Thank you very much for joining. Seduce, seduction, bedroom eyes. That's exactly, I think, what I mean. Thank you very much, Bob. Everyone loves. Oh, my puppy. You're talking about my puppies. Yeah, you need to love also my puppies. Everyone, they are adorable. It's time to see Kristen. Oh, you do? I don't. I definitely don't. But we will soon, I hope. Home to World. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for the compliment. The detail in the left eye just brought the face to a certain degree. The other one will do a even bigger job, and then introducing more of the makeup, I think, will actually help us a lot. That's what I hope, at least. How do you measure off your screen? Are you able to lock the zoom on a particular application, or do you just remember the zoom percentage? No, I've just opened Photoshop, an age-old version of Photoshop, nothing fancy at all. It's just opened up with the. I have two monitors here, and one of them is widescreen. I have a lot of different sizes. I have the live screen there. I have a live screen there. That is actually the live stream that you see. This is the live picture that is generated on my PC. So that is with the lag you have. That is without the lag. So I'm always looking like this. I already promised earlier this stream that when I have about something like 1,000 subs or something, I will make a video about my setup. It's a bit complicated and it's not perfect yet. That's why I don't do one right now, because having the monitors like this is not very ergonomic. So I will probably change that in the near future. I have a lot of plans for my setup to get it more efficient and more easier to work with. So yeah, but I will do a walkthrough about that. But I am having multiple renditions of this image in this video, because it might be minor cheating, but I also sometimes, when I just see it in small, no, you don't see anything because of my head. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the delay to show it to me, at least, so I can be more conscious about that. I sometimes see from different angles where my pen is right now. That also helps. I don't know if you know what I mean. It's, for me personally, that also is a bit of a help. So there will be a video about my setup at some point. He uses a stick. Yes, I actually used that stick, but that stick vanished. So, the stick is back, but it's still shorter. And since I started with watercolors, they are actually longer and better for measuring. So I'm using the brushes. That's the name. No. Come to bed, eyes, bedroom, eyes. Yeah, it's Schlafzimmerblick. It's a 1-to-1 translation. Schlafzimmer, bedroom, Blick means look. So it's more or less the exact same in the two languages. Cooking without dinner here. Oh, cooking, nice. I am so glad that I don't have to cook today. Yeah, I know this, Shakira. Thank you very much also for pointing out. What are we eating? That's a good question. What are you cooking? Shrimp tempura. Ooh, love it. So, are we all invited? Are you making a video out of that? I would watch that video. And then I would be very sad because I cannot taste it. Very sad indeed. So I talked in the very beginning about this light line here, that with makeup they gave us something we normally don't have, the very dark line really limiting the eye at the very edge of the eye, between separating eyeball and skin. We normally don't have that clear line, only with makeup. So they helped us with that, but still we have this glinting line of skin without color directly below that. So we need this little lighter line to really define the eye. So I was very careful, and I was very happy that I remembered that just right now, that I have to be very careful with that. Because that will give us a lot of contrast in there that we have. And that will also help us here, though there's less of a light line, so we will darken that a bit more. That gives us actually a little bit of additional three-dimensionality. Oh, that is the song I don't like because it is strange and foreboding. So we will say no to that one. Thank you very much for that reminder, Bob, for the like button again. Yes, I agree. If you like, you should like. It's really, it is just, you sometimes forget. And I very much appreciate anybody liking and subscribing for that matter. Doesn't cost you anything and makes my day. So, okay, so I think this helped actually a lot. I will not reveal how this looks in the big picture though before I haven't added a little bit of eyebrows also, because I think that will also help a whole lot. Did I answer your question though, Bob, or would you like to have any more information about how I proportion a face? It's already quite one part luck, one part instinct, one part measuring definitely, but also just one part correcting. I look much better in the time lapse than I am in real life, because you sometimes don't see the measuring, because you don't have the face cam, so you don't see me looking there and measuring anyway. You don't see my arm when I'm measuring with this here, and sometimes even those get swallowed by the time lapse because I speed up the drawing so much. So I am not that good as it sometimes looks in the time lapse. The only thing I know in German is Hände hoch. You missed the C before the H though. Hände hoch is very difficult for non-German speakers. So I understand that gets swallowed. It's also not a very nice sound. One of those sounds that make German look so and sound so very evil. I would say so hard. Makes it such a hard language. Oh, I think those eyes are now. We're getting somewhere with the eyes. I still have to. This is still completely white. It is not, of course. You have three-dimensionality, and this is a bit more. I'm looking for a word right now. I promise. I'm very smoky. I'm also pretty sure the type of makeup used here is called smoky eyes or something, because this just looks so much like smoke. We will also put in the light reflections with the gel pen in a second. I did not forget about them, don't you worry, but I started at some point using the gel pen, which I never did before. It's just so much easier to get really clear highlights that way, that I don't even bother with trying to keep it light anymore. I just layer on the gel pen and I'm done with it. As I said, everything with me is about efficiency. I have a limited time and I will use that to the most of my abilities. Trish the Fish, welcome! Hey, I by the way, I love saying your name, so I might call you out more often during the stream. Trish the Fish. Just one of those names which just tastes like diamonds running from your tongue. I'm a bit strange today. I'm very sorry, Trish. So sorry. I'm very strange today. Still love your name though. I'm already in the details again because I like this right now. The eyes. I'm probably don't like it anymore when I move that away, because the rest does not really fit it. But I think we made such big progress with the eyes that's also something I will be looking forward to seeing in the movie, because you have this not that cleaned up, not that posh, elegant version of Kristen Wiig in the beginning, and then she becomes Cheetah, and she has this amazingly styled eyebrows. They are perfection. Zoom in on them. They are perfection, and that's not easy to draw, mind you. And I'm looking forward if there is a plot explanation, like she, right after she gets those powers, she just says, okay, let's do a spa day or something. Or if they just suddenly decide, oh, you have cheetah powers, you need great eyebrows. They are package deal with the superpowers. I'm really looking forward to that. I have a slight feeling that I will get a bit disappointed that it's like the second option, which I would not like that much. I would like something like a, like with Miss Undercover, that scene within the airport hangar where they give her the makeover, something like that with a supervillain. That would be funny. Probably not the kind of funny the movie will be going for, I feel. So, on the other side, then we do eyelashes, then we do highlights, and then we will look at it in the complete picture, because I think we are onto something here. The question, okay, it's just with digital art I struggle sometimes to do measuring due to the ability to zoom. Yes, I completely believe that. I have not done digital art. I'm thinking about it actually, because I just did a very quick experiment with an iPad that's not mine, but which I can get a hold of for a training and testing session with a pen. And it really feels quite natural drawing there. I'm thinking about doing a video of traditional artists just drawing with a digital pen and see how far that brings me. Just not with all the options you have with moving stuff and so on. Just as if it was paper, just doing it in digital. I would like to try that out and see how far I come, and if it feels similar. So I'm thinking about that. But that would remove a lot of the difficulties. You have completely different challenges in digital art than you have in the traditional art, and I imagine that one of those is the options you have also make it more fleeting, if you know what I mean. So you get to move around stuff, but that I don't know how to describe it, but I think I get the issue to a certain degree. Probably don't get it until I haven't tried it myself. So in this case, for example, when I stop and watch to the left, I actually look at not the pure template I have in Photoshop, which does not change the size at all for me. But I look over to the live image, to the live video, and actually look where my pen is resting. And I sometimes even draw a line watching at that picture, because that is a clear top-down image, which sometimes also helps me to get a clear line. I'm rambling a bit, but perhaps you get what I mean. Different challenges, different ways to approach them. So I'm keeping all my options open. No, we don't want to show that we have to draw eyelashes first. We said evil at the same time. Did we? Evil. Smoky eye, yes. I love the smoky eye, especially those that can pull it off. She can, and I'm sure you can too. Are you going to do the hair next stream? Yes, I always do the hair in the second stream. It's kind of a tradition at this point. I'm also not a big fan of drawing hair. I still think I have a lot to learn when it comes to hair and hair drawing. So it's a good thing that I do it. But I don't enjoy it as much as I enjoy other parts of the drawing process. But yes, it's always in the second stream because I prefer to have pinned down all the... I see there are so many different approaches. I've seen someone right now drawing really from... And there was somebody giving the comment, I'm not sure who it was, but if it was somebody of you, I'm sorry for not remembering. But they were asking why not just go from top left as a right-handed person, from the top left corner down to the bottom right corner, so you don't need something like this, so you don't squish stuff. And that's not my approach, and I saw somebody drawing like that, really starting with the hair here and just finishing it out. You've probably seen the videos about those persons challenging themselves, drawing like a printer in this orderly fashion, just one pass. I don't even know, do they use more than one passes? It is amazing if you can do it, but it's just another way of drawing. I don't think I would be able to do that, but I don't feel like I need to. It's just a different way of drawing. But you should challenge, that's also something I learned in the last half year. You should challenge yourself with doing stuff differently. It also helps you when you go back to your usual style and your usual way. Having seen things with other perspectives, trying things another way also helps you with your old ways. And sometimes you adopt the other stuff because it's just more fun, or you just enjoyed it more, or you think it looks better, or whatever. And I don't know how I went here again with the topic, but I'm rambling. I think if I tried to do smoky eyes, my wife would just be like, why do you look like you are in pain? I think I would wear the hell out of smoky eyes if I shaved prior. Definitely have to shave. I'm sorry for all of this. This also needs a bit of work in the coming days. So we will now put in some more detail in the eyelashes. They are somewhat present already by the sheer shape of this dark presence here, but I want them to be more palpable. Is that the word? I think so. So, because somehow visible eyelashes are also something that qualifies for evil, if you ask me. Because everybody that has more visible eyelashes than I have is a bit evil. I'm really rambling a lot today. Very sorry for that. Okay, so gel pen. We will get a highlight now, and with that highlight, we will do an eye reveal in contrast to the rest of the face. This is a little bit squarey. So what I did with it, I think with the Star-Lord, I always forget, Peter Quill Star-Lord, I drew it with the gel pen, and afterwards I did not like the
shape of it, and I actually scratched away a little bit of it with the mechanical pencil again. And that did the trick for me. I will probably do it like this here also. That means I will draw in this rectangle. I have to clean this again because it's a very, very soft pencil that I used. I will draw this in a little bit. And we will let that dry for a second, and then we will give it a bit more of a shape. And I think I don't hate the eyes anymore. Hair is a pain to draw. I completely agree. If I put my chat window on here, I would also speak more directly to you and not always face away from the microphone when I'm trying to speak to you, which is a very not good way to do it. I try to use the least amount of options possible with digital art and prefer things to be more natural feeling. Yeah, I think it's something you have to transition into naturally, right? You can add on a lot of things to digital art, but it has to feel natural in some way or form. You do not use everything just because it's there. I've seen some people really using the most different types of brushes, using actual tree brushes or something to draw trees, and then just put in some highlights and stuff. It looks amazing. Nothing against that. I don't think I would do it that way. I would think I would stay also with the more basic things, but enjoy the freedom of not throwing away a picture because one eye was a little bit too big for the other one in the end, like I did with the Black Panther one. I would just take that eye and make it smaller, or I don't like my Peter Parker still, because the face, I somehow managed to move it a little bit and it's a bit too small for the rest of the head. I would love to just take that and make it a little bit bigger and put it into the right position. But I'm not doing digital art, so I can't. I tried to, I thought about doing it in post, but I'm actually afraid if it looks so much better if I do it, if I would be tempted to post it like that, and that's not the image I drew anymore, so I did not try that. Okay, I think I like it. Give me a little bit of time to get this cleaned up here, and then we will do an eye reveal, because I really like the eyes now. I think the eyes are pretty spot on. They are not perfect. When are they? But they are so much, obviously, so much better than they were before. They were worse than they were before. That would be a lot of. They are good. Those eyes now. I like them. I almost said laugh. Sorry. Okay. But chat first. Have you ever tried to do a self-portrait? No. And I said I will do so with my complete story of my illness and everything around it when I reach 1,000 subs, or I think more, or once I reach a point where I can monetize, because view time is the bigger issue right now. I am growing pretty okay. If I look at my sub growth and my watch time, the watch time will be the issue. So, but once I can do that, I will probably do a self-portrait with a story time about myself and how I came to content creation stuff. Probably it will be less time-lapse than normal. It will be slower because I will have to speak a lot, to explain a lot about my story. So it will probably be a longer video, but it will be a story time video, so perhaps it will still be entertaining. We'll see, but that's something I'm thinking about. That is my medication information. Give me a second, or you will have a vibrating picture. Are we still? Yeah, we are still moving. Okay. Jazza. What do you mean with Jazza? For a second I thought Jazza was entering my stream, but he's not, I think. The eyes look gorgeous. Awesome work, dude. Thank you very much. Doctor. Do you want to be called Doctor or Crow? Are you a Doctor Who fan? Do you like being called Doctor? Or should I call you Crow? Because I think Crow is cooler. But it's your choice, your name. I will do a smoky eye. Do a smoky eye. Also, Shakira, I challenge you also to do a smoky eye and post that on our Discord. So, I've got to go feed a horse, normal animal. You all have a great day. I probably already miss you, Bob. Thank you very much for joining. It was a pleasure having you here. Thank you. See you soon. Blend Art Studios, welcome. Hey, how are you? Thank you very much for joining. You guys are gorgeous. Thank you very much. We will in a second reveal the rest of the face in contrast. You need a flat cap sketch. I need. Perhaps I should wear something like you know, these winter with a, how do you call it, pom pom or something top. I should wear something like that. I will if I ever get a branded sketching crayon like that. That would be fun. I would like that. Artifacts Mom, thank you very much for being here. Bye for now. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you very much for joining us today, and see you soon, I hope. Okay, so now we will with the printer thing. Yes, exactly. Jazza was one of those who did that. He wasn't the first. We can't attribute him with everything happening in the art space, although he is very big. But he also tried it, and I actually did not watch his video because it was not his idea, and I was a little bit icky about giving him that view, which he probably didn't notice with his, I don't know, 3 million views he got on that video, or more probably. But I'm like that sometimes. So I like the eyes. The rest will be so much worse because it's just not that advanced. So don't try to console me. It's normal that it is not as good as the eyes. I'm not fishing for compliments here. But let's see if it helped with the overall face to get more of a resemblance. Just I wanted to say that the rest has not. If you came in here without seeing the rest, it was not worth nearly as much on them as the eyes, so don't expect wonders, but I'm really looking forward to this. Hope you too. And there it is. Ooh, there is a little bit. It is. This looks very painful right now. The mouth, her position of the mouth looks a bit painful. Like I think I've broken something. We have to fix that. I am very strange today. If you enjoy that, let me know so I can be loopy and strange every time in chat, in stream. But I'm very strange today. But I'm having kind of fun, so don't judge me. It's not bad, is it? It's not terrible. You think I made as I said that day? I did not even tweet about it. I'm not sure if he watched through my... He sometimes keeps watching through my windows, checking on what I'm doing, stealing all my good ideas, especially since he has his channel open so much longer than I have mine. Totally realistic. So, but not sure he was watching that day. I was too busy raking in the millions he made with that video. Every time I call him, he says, "Again, right now I'm raking in the millions from the last video." And I'm just thinking, yeah, I know. Her nostrils are very symmetrical. You have quite the edges in there, so that is something that will also help us capture a little bit of lightness in the nose area. I'm feeling a bit better though, also, while I'm still loopy boy today and a bit rambling. Now that we have a little bit more of a recognizability thanks to the eyes. I'm feeling better about this. So I'm feeling a bit relaxed now. I really hate, and I did not need to yet, but I'm always afraid of going into the second stream with something that I just completely don't like and which does not have any similarity. Watch the end of my Black Panther stream, first one. I really liked it because I looked at it so much that I did not notice the big issues with the proportions. I was happy and I said, oh no, okay, I didn't like it in between. No, I like it, great. See you next stream. And then the day after, when I entered my room here, I looked at the picture and I thought, oh no. You know, like in that TikTok. Oh no, 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 no. And then I threw it away. And we started new. And that was a good thing. I did a good thing. Oh, I started to sing. Viewers are vanishing. Okay. I get that. Thank you very much. I can understand that though. I'm still here. Yes, Liana, you are also here again. Welcome. Yeah, I started late, so I have to put in a little bit of extra work to get to a point where I can, with a good conscience, stop the stream. And the eyes were worth it. I like the eyes. I hope you too. Know what you mean? Just has no time for me either now that he's... Yeah, right? He doesn't call anymore. He hasn't called me the complete December. I haven't gotten a call of him all of the last half year. Whatever. You know what I mean. He needs to shout you out until you take in all the millions of the subs. Well, that's the issue, I think. If he doesn't talk to me, I can make him do that, can I? Now that's coming together. Also, lots of people call me Doc, so I guess you can call me that too. Okay, Doc, Crow. We'll see. If you don't care that much, something will develop naturally. Like Lainey and Leah calling me Sketch. And that is good. I will find something that comes naturally. I would probably reveal my real name in that self-portrait also. I think that makes sense. It's not a big secret or anything. A lot of you already know that in a single direct chat. So it's not like nobody of you knows and it's back secret. I have to lay down soon. Mouth still looks a little bit painful. I think we'll put in a little bit of work into the mouth. Try to remedy that a little bit, but it's not so bad that I would say no, we have to finish it. Thing about the lips always is that lips in general are red. Who would have thought? At least redder than the standard skin of the face, even without makeup. This obviously has makeup on it. But even with makeup, it's not an extremely dark red, so the color between the lips, if you look at the grayscale image, the color between the lips, and the skin are not that different, so that is always a bit of a pain to reproduce in pencil. And the redder the lips, the more makeup on the lips, the easier it gets. And they have done very intensive job of separating her mouth from the skin, to having a really sharp line there on the upper lip at least. So that also helps a lot. And we are drawing the image, so we decide stuff too, not only the original. So if we want the mouth redder, more makeup on it, no one can stop us. That's something that brings you a lot of fun in your drawings. It's your decision. Once you free yourself of your own expectations, which I'm not able to, so your own expectations to get a likeness, and you say, okay, I'm trying, and I make the decisions. It's much easier, it's also much more fun. But for me, obviously, the fun lies in getting people to say, oh, I recognize her, without me saying the name. And we are getting somewhere here, folks. But this will probably be the last area we do today. Ah, the head again. You see, when I'm not really looking at the live picture, when I'm showing you my head again for too long. So this area also has to get darker in terms of shading on the hair. But we are actually now at a point where I probably would like to introduce... Oh, I have to be careful here because we have to lay a little bit lighter hair over there, but the skin has still to be darker. So we are at a place where I would say I would want to have the hair there to really figure out a balance between darkness, lightness, and so on. The hair will be very interesting because you have the blonde highlights and very dark hair underneath it, so there will be a lot of contrast in that hair. Light hair is always difficult to draw because you only have so many lines to show that there is hair. And if you only have a few lines, that can sometimes look like single hairs and like a bald person, so that will also be interesting to do. Also, she has kind of, I don't know what it is. Does she have a little bit of a perm or something in there? She has the waviness, which is not a tidy waviness, but a more... I think it's supposed to show not very clean animal fur, although they look very clean, but you have this, you know what I mean, this waviness in there, which does not look like a tidy waviness. I think that's really the best way I can put it. So we have to somehow reproduce that. That's also not too easy. Okay. I've missed so much. I will go through that now. How to say, since I don't like the original. What do you mean, the picture? Or what? I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. Tell me. Phone. Okay. I only call you Gray because that's what Neon called you when I first joined and stuck with me. That's fine for me. I wish I could hear this damn phone call. You're super popular today, Lainey. Lainey is always super popular. I'm trying to get my boiler fixed. I keep getting put on hold. Having a fixed boiler in the UK at this time of the year sounds positive. It sounds like something you should strive for. Something on, perfect. What did I miss? Everything. She looks awesome. Thank you very much. Shakira says not so much. She does not look so much awesome. That's your opinion. That was quick. Yes, basically the woman has to email the guy that was supposed to call me so he can call me. Nice. So it was completely for nothing. Perfect. My house is freezing. Yes, it sounds like it. And I don't think that's a good thing. The picture looks amazing. Thank you very much, Lainey. Chilani Desi Food. Hi. Welcome to the stream. We are about to close it though. This is what we did today, and I am a little bit more happy with it. There's still a lot to do. It's still a little bit wonky in the proportions, but overall I see her eyes, and that makes me very happy today. I am streaming every Tuesday and I'm streaming every Thursday, and the result of 1 week is then put into a time-lapse video that is released on Monday. Sub me to not miss out on that. There is also normally a video also on Friday, which is not done with the live stream prior, and there can be different topics to it. There were even DIYs in the past, but probably this one will also be a portrait again, perhaps with color. We will see. Thank you very much for joining me today. There were a lot of different people here for a lot of time and a lot of chat, active chat. Thank you very much for that. And active chat is so fun, and I promise I will look into getting my chat window positioned somewhere where I can see it better so that I can participate more actively. And I will actually try to put down the delay next time a little bit so that the delay is also a little bit less apparent. I have no idea what that does with quality, but we will find out. Thank you very much, Dr. Crow, for joining me today. That was great. You were here almost the complete stream. I enjoyed that very much. Thank you, of course, Lainey, as always, and Lee, who got a bit quiet again, probably because he's editing videos himself. Thank you very much for joining me today. Vitani, she comes right at the end of the stream. Thank you very much for dropping in anyway, although you should sleep. And then, well, it's everyone. Liana came back, so thank you very much for that. I need something to write down names that I can call later. Artifacts Mom was with us for a long time. Wee Bob was, but he's gone now. Sounds much more melodramatic than it should. He's still with us, but not with us, if you understand what I mean. Trish the Fish, one of the greatest names in chat history. Yeah, you should be sorry, Vilani. You should be sorry. And now you should sleep. So go to sleep. I wish all of you a good night. Thank you very much for being with me. I hope you have time the day after tomorrow to continue this with me, because I will need all the help I can get. Love you all. And goodbye.